Alright guys, what's up? Welcome to this new video. Guys, look, as you can see from the title of the video, I'm just gonna drop the biggest tip that I can drop to anybody new playing this game. Anybody who's been playing it for a while probably already figured out, the gist of this whole base building thing. But I'm gonna drop this big tip on you guys. And to be truthful with you, I was gonna make a really in-depth video pertaining to base building, the pros and cons. I was gonna go into all the detail and everything, but at this point, I'm just gonna keep it really plain and simple. And so if you're new to the game, this is probably one of the biggest tips that I can drop to you. And that is, I would recommend not building a base, especially if you're a solo player. I'm not against base building. I built bases in the past, but after all the time I've put into this game and hours, the method or the approach that I found out to do best in solo survival is to simply make stashes around the map, like 1 or 2 stashes that you can keep up and just bury them. I found it to be the safest and the most effective way of just stashing away your gear, your loot, and not having to be always worried about what's going on with your base or if somebody's raiding it. But I'm just going to drop a few points on you guys today pertaining to the subject, and I'm just going to break it down real quick. So without further ado, let's get this started. So number 1, base building. Let's admit it, guys, base building is time consuming. SCUM, it's a really rewarding feeling when you sit down and you actually put together a really nice base. Either you be solo or with a squad. Of course, with a squad, it's way quicker to build a base, but if you're solo, you really have to sit down and invest a lot of time and effort and materials building a base to your liking, and just getting it set up, getting locks set on it, putting some kind of defense system up to keep raiders off, especially if you're in a populated server. Now, it's not so much so if you're in a less populated server, you probably don't have to worry about this too much. But nevertheless, you can never let your guard down. But at the end of the day, guys, it's a very time consuming thing, and you're just investing so much, and all of that can go away. You can get raided and you can lose everything, and that can be very frustrating. It can be a huge deterrent to people playing the game. They may want to stop playing, and you really don't want to put yourself in that predicament where you can even get raided and and lose all of that time and effort you put into it. So with that being said, this is my first reason or first tip why you shouldn't build a base in SCUM's current meta. Number 2. So my second point is, a base, at the end of the day, it simply just draws attention. What it does is just, it's a beacon to let everybody know where your loot is, where it's located, and that you have this area where it's being protected at. At the end of the day, that's what it is, and let's admit it, there's just people out there that like raiding, they're all for raiding. And when they see a base, that just kind of gets into their pants and gets them a little excited. Don't take that too seriously, but you know what I mean. But yeah, it just simply draws attention, guys, and it encourages raiding. It encourages a raider and people to encourages them to their attention to your loot and where you're located at. And everybody knows where all your stuff is stockpiled at, and you never in this game want to put all your eggs in one basket. Even if you have a base, I would recommend setting up some stashes outside the perimeter, outside the area where it's separate, where you keep some special loot or gear stashed away, just in case you get raided or you lose something. You'll have some kind of backup, some kind of cushion to kind of look after yourself if you have an unfortunate predicament. Okay, so moving on to point number 3. Point number 3 and my final, and this is what I'm kind of trying to drill home, is the best thing to do, guys, is just simply bury stashes around. For one thing, it's super simple. All you need to do is make an axe, improvised axe. You can make that anytime, anywhere with resources from nature. Make you a shovel, improvised shovel. One you can dispose of really easy. You can only get a few uses out of it anyway. But just make your drawer, make your chest, find your nice spot that's not obvious, and just simply put you a chest down, store all your stuff in it, and stash it away. And make sure it's somewhere where you can remember and you won't lose sight of. And it would help. I would advise putting them in places where, in sectors where you're usually, adventuring or exploring. That way you can actually, keep up with it, maintain it, because you do have to kind of come back after about, it's pretty lenient, but after about 15 days, it's like the maximum amount of days you can leave something buried before it decays. And it's really, really lenient. It's really lenient. So if you're not going to be on for like a week or so, you're good. You don't even have to worry about anything. And if you have your loot or your chest well hidden, then you're secure. You're pretty sure. I mean, out of the times I've put mine in the ground, knock on wood, I've never had anybody find mines, and I never had to even worry about my loot ever. So that's definitely, it's the most secure way to keep your loot safe and to get in the current meta right now, guys. I know it's fun building bases and it's fun having a place you can kind of fall back to, but stashes is the way to go. Another advantage to it is it takes less time. It takes no time to make a shovel, an axe, and put down a chest and bury it, as opposed to building an entire base system, putting down foundations, putting down walls, putting down defenses, putting down locks. It's way more time, less time consuming to just put down a chest and bury it. And other than that, if you're gonna do it, I would recommend making maybe several backups. Like me, for example, I'll put down a chest in one sector and maybe another sector somewhere else where I like to loot at. That way, you at least have, like I said, all your eggs aren't in one basket. You got some kind of backup. So I mean, with that being said, those are my main points. For anybody new, I would definitely recommend doing this. If you have a squad and you got people that can look after the base, fine, that's good. I would, if you're going to build a base, I would recommend maybe taking ownership of like a building that's already made and just putting locks on it and then just kind of hide maybe your stash, one stash inside of it, maybe one stash outside buried somewhere. That way if somebody does break into that property, you don't lose all your stuff. You have some kind of backup. But even doing that, it's way less time consuming than building a base, and people are less likely to waste their resources breaking into a locked up property than actually trying to get in a base so they know and they're guaranteed to find quite a bit of loot. So yeah, those are my tips, guys. Leave in the comments what you think about it, what your approach is, and how you go about protecting your gear. And just let me know down below. And with that being said, guys, just like, subscribe, comment, and I will catch you guys in the next video. And be safe out there. And best of luck out there in the SCUM world, man. See you later. Peace out.